Let's look at Mark chapter 3. I give you a point and then we call it a day. Last week we looked at the background to the book of Mark, where we said that the book of Mark was written by John Mark, who also happens to be the cousin of Barnabas and the son of the Mary who provided a meeting place for the early Christians. He accompanied Barnabas and Paul on their first missionary journey. It is believed that Mark's gospel is the first to be composed of the synoptics and also the shortest. Okay. So Mark was trying to convey a message, or Mark is conveying a message. So we look at the purpose of the book of Mark. But today, there's a statement: when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. For example, if you don't know the purpose of a shoe, of a particular shoe, but you use it anyhow. If you don't know the purpose of a scissors or a razor blade, when you buy razor blade that you use trying to cut a tree, it tells you don't know the purpose of it. Because that's not the purpose it was designed for. Why am I a Christian? Why have God called me? Why do I come to church? Why do I do what I do? Am I doing it to please somebody? Did God call me to please somebody? Or he called me to please him? When we get this foundation right, everything will be fine. The foundation of everything is difficult. I get it. But when you are able to get this foundation right, why am I in this world at all? What is my God-given purpose? As Christians, we must know the purpose for which we have been called. And when we know the purpose and we are doing what we have been called to do, we do it with joy, with understanding, with liberty. But if we don't understand, I don't know how to put it, but if we don't understand our purpose, you ought to be forced to do something before you do it. And the brief time I've spent with God and I'm still spending with God, anything you are forced to do, you never get any blessings. Are you with me now? Anything you are forced to do, you never be blessed because it's not coming out from a genuine heart. Everything you do it with all of your heart and do it with a right spirit. The manifestation in his glory is in we aligning with his divine calling for our lives. So why did Jesus call the 12? Why did he call you? Why did he shed his blood for you? Why did he die for you? You cannot advertise a product you don't know. You cannot talk about Jesus you don't know. You cannot walk in the power of Jesus that you have not encountered. So the first purpose of our divine calling is to be with the Master. The first purpose is not to be popular. The first purpose is not to be powerful. But the first purpose of our divine calling is to be with him. Until you are with him, you cannot walk in his power. It takes those who have spent time with him to walk in his power. Until you spend time with him, you cannot catch mysteries from him. So when he called his disciples, I have called you, stay with me, so that I will instruct you as what to do and what not to do. Stay with me. is so sad that today, when God calls somebody into ministry, the first thing we dream of is to hold the mic and show how eloquent we are, show how fluent we are, show how excellent we are. That is not the purpose. You as a Christian, God has not called you to advertise things. He called you, number one, to be with Him. After they have been with Christ, and Christ has left and His Son said, no, we see something different. You are Christ-like. That is the meaning of what? Christians. Christ-like. You have been with the Master. You have spent time with the Master. I can see the handwriting of the Master in you. We don't spend time with God. The purpose of our divine calling, number one, is to be with Him. To be with the Master. Not to rush around. Knowing Jesus Christ and following Him is the purpose of our lives. If you are with the Master, there are certain things you don't worry yourself about. You become solution to problems. You want to excel in the job, spend time with the Master. He holds the secret to your success. Am I preaching to you? He holds the secret to your success. He can reveal one secret to you and it will change the course of your life. Are you with me now? He can give you one business strategy and that is all that you need. I always keep saying this. I'm convinced about this thing. You don't need two people to succeed in life. You need only one. There is somebody, there are an individual, there are people, when God brings that person into your life, that person serves as key and he opens multiple doors. We are rushing around because we don't spend time with the Master. We are rushing around, walking and working with human intelligence. Who created the world? Who created you? Our first and primary purpose is to spend time with the Master, to be with Him. Why? One, we are with Him so that He will give us instructions, what to do and what not to do. Because we don't live for ourselves. We walk with Christ on His terms, not on our terms. Our terms will always lead us to destruction. Am I preaching to you now? Are we together? The first purpose of our divine calling is to be with Him. The world is in chaos. The world can't turn to Christians for solution. Because we ourselves, we don't know who we are. We don't know the God that we serve. So when those people who don't know Christ are crying, we are wailing. We are crying more than them. But we should be the solution to the world. The world right now is in chaos. The world is in confusion. The world is in pandemonium. You and I should be the solution to the world. But we are not, because we don't spend time with the Master. He called His disciple to be with Him, to study Him, to know Him, so that in knowing Him, they become like Him. You see, our Christianity is of no effect. Because those who don't know Christ can't see any difference in our lives. Whatever they do, we show them that we can even do better. We can do better. And the most painful thing is that, you know what? We deceive. So when we are fooling around and we want to know that God is with us, okay, the tongues is still there, everything is intact. The tongues is there, check it out, it's there. Have you not read that the giftings and the callings of God are without repentance? Have you not read? It's a gift God has given to you. You won't take it. You are speaking the tongues as a gift, but it carries no power. That is why you shout in the name of Jesus and demon is still coming on you. And then you are running back. We are running around, busy all day long, fighting for things who will leave them behind. And the master who holds the key, the master who holds the answers to the question that we have, we don't spend time with him. We don't even know him. Our calling, number one, is to be with him, to stay under his feet, to learn from him. That is what the disciples did. When he called them, he didn't send them out. Stay. There are a lot of things you must learn. Stay. Don't be in a rush to take the microphone to go and preach. Stay. Because in your rushing, you may die early. Stay with me. Learn from me. Carry my yoke, for my yoke is lighter. We don't spend time with God anymore. We come to church as fashion. Is Christ enough for you? Have you spent time with him? Do you stay with him? When was the last time he spoke to you? Some of you, as you are seated, when God speaks to you, you don't even know. Because you have not been with him to train yourself to know when God is speaking to you. The time you spend on your body, if you have to spend that same time with the master, can you imagine how your life will be? Can you imagine? The way you want to look good. If you say, Father, I want to look good in your presence. Can you imagine how it will be like? This body that perishes, look at how we take good care of it. Mama, it's good to look good. When you look good, it make you feel confident, right? But the devil doesn't care the cologne you use. The devil doesn't care whether it's a human hair, whether it's angel's hair, whether it's whatever hair. The demons don't care. They don't care what your clothes is what is the Louis Vuitton or whatever. They don't care. Gucci, they don't care. They will come straight at you. But when you spend time in the presence of God, you become a carrier of his power and a carrier of his presence. When you spend time with God, when you pray out of faith and not out of fear. Some of you pray out of fear. That is why it's not working. He called his disciples, number one, to be with him. To teach them. Be with him, number one, to give them instructions. Number two, to create a culture for them. And as it was his habit, he always went to a place which was very quiet to talk to his God. So once you are with him, that culture will automatically what? Affect you. To be with him. So that he will work on their character. You are human beings. I have a project for you. But you yourself, you are my project that I must work on before I can give you a project to work on. Learn to be with the master. If you spend time with the master, he takes care of your needs. Take care of that challenge. That thing that has become challenge that you are telling everybody. You see, nobody's giving you a solution. But when you stay with the master, he will give you a solution that nobody will ever think. How were you able to do it? You yourself, you wonder how. I don't know. It is God. That's the first thing he saw that his disciple needed. That is our first purpose of divine calling. Make money. Make money is good. But I will spend time with the man who gives money than running around. But when I spend time with him, he opened my eyes to one thing, and that is all. Money will just flow. I'll spend time with him. Spend time. That is our first purpose of our divine calling. Spend time. It's not about how powerful you are. You are my friend. God has called me. He's anointed me. He didn't anoint you to go. He said, stay. At the right time, he will tell you that, go. That is why some people are messing up. Because they didn't stay under the tutelage of the master. He wants to do things. If you had stayed with the master, there are certain mistakes and errors you did, you would have never, ever done them. Are you with me now? You will not get yourself involved in certain relationships had you stayed with the master. You won't get yourself involved in certain debt had you stayed with the master. Because you speak to you. He'll give you that intuition. This one don't do it. This one don't do it. Oh, you are going to church, but Father, the first and primary purpose of our divine calling is to stay with you. No matter what the world says, we are to stay with you. No matter what life throws at us, we are to stay with you. No matter the difficulties that may come our way, we are to stay with you. No matter the things that people say, we are to stay with you. Stay with you for instructions. Stay with you to have a culture, a way of life. Stay with you so that you work on ourselves. We come to you. Help us. Bring us back from where we have strayed. Bring us back. That we will stay with you. That we will get to know more of you. That your image will be formed in us. That people will see us and will see you in us. People will not see us and see ourselves. But people will see us and will see your light radiating in our lives. Help us. Help us. Help us. We cry unto you. Lift us up from where we have fallen. Bring us back from where we have strayed. Our desire is to stay with you. Help us, Lord, to stay with you. In the name of God the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Shall we all shout a big amen?